Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here. We are back again for another episode of Void. And you may be on YouTube watching this saying, "What? I didn't see this on Twitch." That's because you didn't. It's a secret recording that was secret because you missed an episode. But we're here. We love your faces, and we're here. And if you love our faces and you want to support the things we do here, the best way to do that is down below on the Patreon link there. Come over, join us, get all of our cool behind-the-scenes exclusives. And while you're down there, click on that Discord link, join the community, be a part of the conversation. And as always, you will see the corruption bar in the bottom corner of the screen. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Dot gets whatever the hell she wants to us, which is terrifying. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces you see here before you. And because this is pre-recorded, our lovely, lovely community has already filled the bar twice. Because when I say lovely, I mean they hate us. That being said, I will turn things over to Dot.
They love me.
Well, rude.
Love and hate are two sides of the same coin, aren't
Yeah, it's a fine line. It's a fine line.
Yeah, and we piss all over it, so.
Yeah. That being said, I will turn things over to Dot to take us into space, where I'm sure we'll be fine.
Sorry, I'm so inappropriate. Hi, welcome to the show where Dot has no class and takes these people into space.
Dot, that sentence alludes to the fact that you do have class off stream, and we know that's also not true.
That's also not true.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm just lying to everybody. Past Dot is here for all of you to let you know that I'll change my ways next week, which is actually tomorrow. Mind blown. Okay, so last time these folks went to space, which is big. Buy merch, right? There's merch.
There is merch.
Future Mike's gonna future like Michael put a link or something.
I will.
Yeah. Space is big.
Space is big.
Space is big. It's so big, in fact, that it's actually kind of small sometimes. So small when you get aboard a space station like Coriolis, where things are volatile. The system is in a bit of disarray. And in the last year, there has been a small internal civil war over a particular system in the Third Horizon that had some strange things go down. Now, our crew just happened to be, I can't say accidental because y'all chose to go to Talon. Our crew...
Convenient. We were there.
Yeah. They were sent to try to figure out what went down because two vessels were lost. One was found off trajectory and being pulled into the nearest sun and unfortunately was lost, but not before they recovered a disc. Well, aren't they a lucky crew? Because a year later, the other half of a massive battle vessel has been spit out the other side of Talon into Uharu. Right? That's correct. That's the system I'm looking for. Pretty sure it's Uharu. Yeah, into Uharu. And the consortium has good information on this front. That may be the same disc with the information of what actually happened that day over a year ago. Or a cycle ago, I should say. Might be intact. Problem is, their little civil war has left the correct side of the Uharu portal under somebody other than the consortium's control. The Order of the Pariah manages that set of portals after an unplanned attack by them, while Malik was lost on a planet, and y'all were out gathering asteroids, and living your best lives, and Sewell was a prisoner. When all this was going down, there was, just a small civil war in the background. And the Order has taken the Uharu portal side that all of you need to skirt in on. It's going to be a long trip. But it's being funded. All you have to do is go to the dark side of this moon that circles one of the planets in the Uharu system. Dive deep under very cold water. And try to retrieve the blue disc that might be still intact. So, no big deal. Except last time, one of our crew decided to stay behind. A new mission he has found. A strange turn of events has left him, Sewell, paying his dues a different way. Not in a prison, slaving away, fighting for his life, but trying to build a different kind of underworld, teaching kids how to fight, a true rebellion, which who knows the Third Horizon may need before all this is over with. But in replace of Sewell, all of you have been given a team of 3 by the judge, who has, of course, assigned this to you. 2 women and a man. There is Nadia Sarish, who is our special branch agent. She seems to be most in control here. A rather stern-faced woman. I would not say angry by any sense of meaning, no furrowed brow, but purposeful, and she seems to carry very little empathy around the edges of her mouth. Her hair is dark, and she wears it down, and she wears a very, what you can imagine is basically a commando suit, right? Multiple layers of padding, leather. There's definitely some armor there on her shoulders and legs, and she's suited along with a very large weapon hung at her side. With her are 2 additional legionnaires. These are, I would not say mercenaries, but they are for hires. They're what Sewell would be had they never worked for the Syndicate. Or how he had he never worked for the Syndicate. So the 2 of them, their names, oh yes, Dala and Farouk. They're supposed to assure that you get there and back. The cry last time was you're a bit unsuited, am I right, for combat? So they've given you a small team.
But the last time that they gave us a team, we got kind of boned.
Wait, what team did they give you?
When did they give us a team?
We kind of had to trust the Judicator with it,
Oh,
and we got
oh.
boned.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, the
We got space boned. We got sponed.
Gross.
Excuse me, the judge didn't assign us the Judicator. It was my dad who did that. So, you know,
Oh, wow.
we found
the
out who
plot
we could trust
thickens
with that
then.
one.
Sorry, secret messages in chat. This is what happens when I don't
Oh.
have 2 chats to watch. I can just respond to the one chat.
Oh my.
So we'll pick up on board the Defiant, not docked at Coriolis, but it's instead waiting their turn in line. It is almost time to make the first jump. Now, our crew, I'm gonna do this nerdy teacher thing with the book because it's right here, and I think that's easier. And I promised Mike I wouldn't do maps, but I lied.
Perfect.
Okay, so okay, so you've got over here's Kua, this little dot right here, and see last season they went down here to Hamura, and then they were like, oh, we can turn around and go back to Kua. No, just kidding, we're gonna jump to Towin, and then they jumped all the way back, and they've been all up and around here, saving Sewell, rescuing Malik over here somewhere, right, okay, now they're back. Problem is, this isn't the door they need to come in. This is the door they need to come in. So they have to go a long way around the bottom loop of the Third Horizon to get there. It's going to be a very long trip. And then when you get to the Uharu system, it is now under order of the Pariah blockade. They are everywhere. But y'all probably have an hour or 2 before you have to hit cryo proper. And sitting in the kind of general mess area are the 2 legionnaires and this special branch agent. Is there a tense quality to the air? What does everybody do?
Yeah. I'd say Tal's probably trying to go over everything she knows about the Order of the Pariah. Perhaps what kind of ships they would have. Maybe if we could get any sort of data on what porter jumps they have scheduled coming up for the time frame we expect to be going through. See if we can find out anything that they're waiting on. Any, I don't know. What can you, Malik,
Yeah.
what can you dig up?
Where are we on the ship? Before I answer this question.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted. Yeah.
Yeah, I hit the space bar. Okay, so oops. The Legionnaire, the 2 Legionnaires and the special branch agent are in the mess hall. So they're in like the core section of the ship, which is the open kind of section that feeds to all of the bunks, all the individual bunk rooms.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Where
can
are
be wherever
we,
you'd like.
Aris?
Yeah, there you go.
Tal's probably going to be in the cockpit,
Okay, perfect.
prepping to leave, making sure everything's
Yeah,
ready to
yeah.
go.
So he looks to you and says, yeah, are we being babysat the entire time, or what's the...
They're here to make sure that we come back. If we run into any trouble where we need people who are specialized with weapons,
Uh-huh,
they're here to back us up.
uh-huh. Okay, man. And the whole time he's like typing and searching for this data. Because, like, the reason we come back from most places is less than legal.
Yes. They didn't really give us room to say no.
Uh-huh. Are we...
So
So do we operate on our best behavior or our normal behavior?
let's try to go on our best. Well, let's go on our normal behavior. Disguise is our best behavior, Malik.
All right. Clickety clickety click click click, and he is
Let's-
searching for information.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dot.
Whoa.
You have a voice modulator on.
Sorry, my baby.
That was terrifying.
That was something.
Oh God.
Sally got a downgrade.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
Yikes.
Well,
You
I'm glad
gotta
to
work
know
on
it.
that voice modulator for Sally.
Her batteries are dying.
She's
So-
got the money of her own now. I don't know what you want from me.
So just so everyone watching knows, we are equally professional off stream when we don't have a live show to worry about. We still have no idea what we're doing, so perfect.
What is professionalism?
Yeah.
Again?
It's this.
I don't know her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll take professionalism for 200, Alex. Would access to so I assume access to the Coriolis data database library would not aid me here because of the Order of the Pariah is a bunch of assholes. So I'm sure it would be a lot of their Good Samaritan work in their hospitals and they're helping the needy.
Yeah.
So Malik's gonna do
Yes,
Malik
it would.
things and look for other resources to find information on them.
Okay. But
Um,
you're still wanting information on the order.
on the Order of the Pariah, yeah.
So I'm going to take a data gen roll.
Yes.
You will gain no bonuses to this.
Not
you
even
kind of-
from my computer.
All right.
Right.
Yours gives you a +1.
+3.
All right.
Diggity.
Yeah. If it's your computer, I can't do shit about that.
Okay. Yeah, it's so my computer. So let me change the wording here. My computer would help me with the hacking, not a culture roll. So
Gotcha,
I'd be able
okay.
to find information.
But the interpretation would be a cultural roll.
Correct. I would assume so.
Okay, then let's see if you can just get information up on the order that's not the pretty
Alright.
shiny front facing.
Critical al-Assad. How does that work?
Hot
Damn
damn.
it!
How does that Did I break
Do
it?
that.
How did I find?
Right.
What do I find? Do I know? How many war crimes
right.
do I uncover?
All right. Here's what. Give me a culture roll. He's found some shit.
Hold on, wait a second. Can we do 2 culture rolls? Because I also have culture.
I don't believe that.
Ooh.
I do have 1 point in culture.
I don't believe it.
I have 1 point.
He was
Look at my
the-
sheet.
Before we had KP, Mike was the volunteer for leveling up and spending 1 point
Yeah.
in culture last season.
Yeah.
At the
Oh.
very end.
Because
I
we
will
needed
let the
one.
both of you roll for culture.
Fuck yeah, you will.
Okay.
Hold on. Because I have to argue. Do we get a +1 bonus for my amazing
You
hack
get
skills?
nothing.
I'm just
You get
asking.
nothing.
As
KP can take one of you can take the bonus from your critical success.
KP, you can take the bonus.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get a
Okay.
limited success anyway.
Oh God, why?
That's okay. I still succeeded. As long as one
Okay.
half of us wins, that's fine. We all win.
Oh, this
Even with the
is
modifier. Okay.
gonna be tricky. Okay, well,
Can I say one thing though? Considering Alia's history with this order, just based on her own personal experience and what she's seen, would she be able to at least use that to kind of at least give an idea of who they're dealing with?
yeah, because basically this is not a failure of not knowing things about the order. This is this would be like a failure against looking through the data. Like finding viable information in the data that Malik has dug up. Now, Malik got a single success. So I will tell you a few things, some of which would be kind of general knowledge, but then I'll ping you when we get to the stuff that's not general knowledge.
Okay.
All right. You would generally know that the order is almost next in line for control of the Third Horizon, right? You all very much know that they were being, or you're pretty sure they were being framed for what went down in Talon. The order is being framed for what went down in Talon. So it's not your knowledge of the order that seems of interest to you, because all in all, they are kind of zealotish, but they do help people. And if your knowledge tells you that everything that's going down and what happened or whoever came from the First Horizon has nothing to do with the order, then it's got to be something else. But Malik, your single success pings something else of interest, like a side file, a footnote, an appendix reference of a top secret file, which, thanks to your critical success, you're able to open. And your unnatural curiosity, you open it up. And inside you find something that you've not actually seen before. Neither have you, Alia. It's information on a secret cult, or a cult they believe existed at one point during the Portal Wars, called the Nazarene's Sacrifice. Most of those records of them are long forgotten. There's no like newspapers or clippings of the time because we were at like all-out war. But it is believed that it was a secret society or a secret cult that kind of has eyes and ears everywhere. Most importantly, within the Zenithian factions. The Nazarenes sacrificed kind of went dead or quiet after the Portal Wars. Malik, if you were going to start an all-out war and hide behind somebody else, makes a lot of sense for a secret cult to do the same thing. That more than likely the Nazarene sacrifice has something to do with what's going on and whatever they're trying to bring back from the First Horizon. Exactly, you don't know how, but if the Nazarene sacrifice based on these records has been like awakened or brought back, or the cult is building a following, we're already screwed because people are everywhere. That's probably how they got secret people into the consortium security. It's probably how and why they were on Kua, which is the largest Zenithian city in the Third Horizon. It's almost like these dominoes start tumbling as maybe you're piecing it together, but this single file, this kind of top secret file on what's left of rumors of a cult called the Nazarene sacrifice.
Okay. We also passed through Zalos to get to where Sul was. I forget what system that was.
You came back that way.
Okay. I know that we sort of fast forwarded through that. Do we as characters know at least like somewhat rumor wise why that's a dangerous route and why going through Zalos is fucked up?
Yes, I would imagine that your characters do. Mike,
Okay.
would you like to fill the audience in as to why that's a bad thing?
Sure. Yeah, Zalos is in a civil war, and they've locked down access to their jump gates. So you basically are allowed to go in the jump gate and then out the next one, and that's it. There's one place you can stop, and you're not allowed to go anywhere on that place. You can stop there to get refuel, and that's it. And they have real big ships. Like, all of their ships are destroyer-class ships that will just shoot you out of space if you don't do what they say. So
Just
it's
dust your
yeah.
ass.
So basically, all the trucker routes just go around because they're like, that's just too much work and drama
Y'all
for us.
went the long way. That's why I was like, y'all want to go the long way or the dangerous way? And the first time was, or the short path. And so y'all went, the one way going and one way coming, basically. But you would have seen that, like in Zalos. Actually, Tau would have been the only one because all the rest of you would have been sleeping.
Yeah.
Tau, you would have been woken up to refuel. You would have seen destroyers freaking everywhere. You would have been very much queued from point A to point B out exit door, with very little contact and communication in between, which may have been what Tau wanted. But if this conversation is being had, that might like spring, like your light bulb might go off as well a little bit in regards to that.
It's one of those systems that decided, hey, we're having a civil war with ourselves, and the rest of the horizon went, okay, that's fine. You guys, we'll be over here not engaging in that. Because they're terrifying. They're terrifying monster people with big guns. So yeah, he'll pull up a bunch of information as he's talking to Tal. And the whole time, since we're basically in queue here, he's like typing. You see him like swipe a hand, type, swipe a hand. And every time he swipes his hand, he's sending a data file to Tal. And the majority of them are like a sheet of paper with like blacked out lines. Except for like, proper nouns and like articles, like and the. So everything is redacted in like 90% of the files he's sending. Then you'll see like the ones that are like the fluff pieces, like, oh, the good Samaritans of so-and-so, Order the Prion, Coriolis, fed 1,000 people in the, the events of the Kua thing. And he'll send that over to you. And then finally the cult situation, he doesn't actually send that one. He just sort of says, this one's new. This one's new. This is the only file I was able to get cleaned up. There used to be some kind of cult, I think, or organization or something. I'm not really sure I understand what the hell's happening with this, but they have something to do with the Portal Wars, I think, is kind of what this looks like. And if what I guess the icons said about like the Ghost of Zine, if what they said is accurate about the First Horizon really breaking through, then if they were there for the Portal Wars, kind of makes sense for them to be back.
Hey Dot, with the information that that was uncovered, does Alia have? I know I failed the cultural. I was just curious. Like, is there any background knowledge, anything at all that her or her mentor had picked up at all? during their time? Because considering
You can roll another culture check if you like. You don't get any bonuses to this
Sure.
one, I would say. But I'm gonna have to reach.
Sure.
Y'all, I have the entire module in hardback.
Ooh, that's sexy.
Amazing.
I know. Okay. So now I
alright.
can do this without having to go in my PDF and get all weird.
Okay. So you want me to do another culture check without any bonuses, right?
Correctamundo.
Okay. Okay. One success.
One success. All right. Let me see what you know. Because this actually may have to take us back to the first model.
And while you're looking that up, Alia takes this moment. You have to see that she's actually now in her face mask. She's hasn't taken it off ever since the new crew members came on board. And so unfortunately my stupid Steam Deck is not doing its job. So you'll just pretend that her voice is modulated, and she literally turns to the crew and goes, Captain, would it be all right before we make this jump if I have a moment to talk with the crew? With everybody here? Not the new people, but with all of us here.
Yeah, sure. On one screen, I want to keep an eye on the areas outside of where the people are. Tal's got an eye on that screen, just so that we know when they're coming up towards the bridge. I also have a note in my.
About to put some things together for you.
I have a note in my book saying Nazarene sacrifice, an underground ancient cult trying to pin things on the Order of the Pariah. And I'm pretty sure that was revealed to Tal by her sister.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah,
that's what the rebellion's trying to fight. They're trying to fight the Order of the Nazarene.
Yes. So Tal does have this information.
That's right. The moment they sailed this, your sister may not have might have said it once to you, and then now they're saying it again, and they're talking about a file now, Tal. I would say that would ping for you. Whew, yeah. Now you're like, oh, I know what she's up to now. That's probably when the light bulb really goes off about what your sister's up to. She's the Princess Leia to the rebellion.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I'd say that
does that make Tal Luke?
Tal is Luke.
I mean, Tal's the one with the mystic abilities.
Tal is Luke and Han put together.
It's true. And so's Chewbacca. And he's staying behind.
Wait, Mike,
do
you have that
you, Paul.
gift still up?
Yeah, I sure do.
God, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
But wait, then that would make as the supposed to be cultural person, that would make Alia would be C3PO.
For sure.
And as the hacker would make Malik R2D2.
It's true.
R2, open this door for me. Beep boop beep zeez.
The question then is, does that make Tamir Lando Calrissian?
Man.
Or does that make Tamir? I'm sorry, does that make Tamir Lando Calrissian, or does that make Tamir?
No, Tamir would be Chewie and Sul would be Lando.
Yes.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Sul would totally be Lando.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sul would be Lando.
Yeah,
Sul
and
would be
Tamir
totally
would be
be Lando.
Tamir would be Chewie.
Coordinated
Yeah.
Lando ever.
Yeah. The Chewie to Tal's Han.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Oh.
Well, now that we sorted that out,
like, I
totally
could just-
off topic.
And suddenly Han and
I'm
Chewie
sorry.
were shipmates.
Imagine the floorboards ripped up and the Tamir's down there. It's like, what are you doing? Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
His voice modulator's not working again. I got
Someone
tickled by that.
please do art of the whole crew as Star Wars characters.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I
God.
would like to May I be
Pop C3PO.
Emperor Palpatine, please?
You can.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
You
makes sense.
can.
Yes.
100%.
I'm
Oh,
the
God.
Palpatine.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
actually just the
Palpatine.
embodiment of of Sith of
Yeah.
the dark side. It's literally just a mass of blackness.
This is a
Well-
6'7" C3PO. Buff
So
as
I
fuck.
found out what we were all looking for. So first off, I want to note this goes back to the literal first pages of Module 1. Y'all are finally putting the slotting puzzle pieces in. So as the comms are open and all of you are discussing this, Alia, you take a look.
We're all just.
I think we're all
you're
in the
okay,
cockpit.
okay,
yeah.
even
Comms are not
better,
open.
even
I'm
better.
keeping an eye to make sure that they're not walking up on us while we're talking.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, they seem the two legionnaires don't seem to give a fuck. They don't care. The woman is she can kind of see all of you meeting. It's not like she's trying to listen in. She's not attentive that way, but she has noticed all of you gathering. Does that make sense? We'll get to her in a second.
What did she think was going to happen?
But she's just kind of watching the four of you convene. There's a fifth crew member, but I don't know where she's at right now. Okay, so here we go. Alia, you spent many years in Julie's service. I'm sorry, not Julie's service. I'm in 1,000 different places. You spent many years in Jolie's service, and she would have told you many things. She was probably there for the Portal Wars. She might have been young, but she would have been fresh into the order when this was still raw. And the reason this matters is because it's really the order that won the third horizon for everyone. The order gave the greatest sacrifice. They put their legions ahead, and really it was them that fought in the final battles of Odacon's system that actually won the war. So they lost a lot. They lost a lot of people. They lost a lot of information because so much was destroyed. History, rituals, all those people dead. There was just a loss, kind of like entering a dark age almost. So today the order is really I don't want to call it a shadow because that seems evil. It is a framework of what it was. It's what they can remember, old prophecies and prayers and these kinds of things.
Just to clarify, though, it's the order that were hunting them, or at least up till now, what we had understood was that the order was the one hunting all the mystics, right?
This is exactly what we're finding out right now, is that that's probably not the case.
Sure.
That the order was being used as a front for who is actually doing it, which is the Nazarene sacrifice. They wanted you to think it was the order, right? It's a lot easier to start an internal war with everybody here and then sneak up on them and take over. So
to be fair, it also isn't a hard sell. Right, like they
Right,
said the order did it, and everyone went, "That makes sense."
Of course,
and that's
they
as
did.
easy as it was,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. So politically speaking, it is very easy to blame them because the order has always been right on the cusp of actually maintaining and having the most control. The consortium and they just happen to be on this kind of teetering balance. And if any one thing gives, so it might make sense. Of course, the order is going to finally make its move after all these years of rebuilding itself up after the Portal Wars. But the fact of the matter is, you remember her telling you, Sholly telling you about different branches and cults and zealots that always pop up after things like this. When cultures try to rebuild themselves, oftentimes you get the extreme versions of this. And you remember the Nazarene sacrifice was mentioned, a cult that she said it and believed it was long dead, or had passed when the Portal Wars did. They're usually sworn to the darker side of the dancer icon.
The beast, right? Oh, sorry.
Yes, and maybe that goes through your head. You're like, the beast, instant, right? Like it like pings. You're like, oh, the darker side of the dancer icon is the beast, which is maybe why it's finally manifest and the beast is returning. okay? Because the Nazarene sacrifice has also returned. What Sholly did not do was tell you that the operation she was working on with Jalissa was actually against the Nazarene sacrifice. Either she didn't feel confident enough to say that that's what she believed, or she didn't want you to know for your own safety. But she would always tell you the war that you're fighting and the things that you're doing are important because there are eyes and ears everywhere of your enemy, of the real people that are causing what's going on. And you realize now what she was talking about is the Nazarene sacrifice, this kind of dark-ended version of the order, a zealot group, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Congratulations, everybody. You realize that the consortium has no idea that the order's not to blame. And the Nazarene sacrifice goal is working. They're starting civil war all over the Third Horizon.
Okay. So yeah, Alia would then take this moment and just kind of, I mean, with her just realizing this as well, she just turns to Tal and says, do you remember how I told you I come from Uharu? And that what was chasing me, something was chasing us, and we've been on the run. This was it. This is what I've been running away from all my life, and trying to protect others and help others run away as well. And I just wanted to let all of you know, just as a open discussion, that going back there might be a little bit tougher for me than anybody. I will be there, I will come, but I'm not sure how things will be there anymore. It's been over a decade since I've been back home. But if I can ask for a favor, please, can you do your best to not divulge my identity? Because for your own safety and mine, I cannot guarantee that it will help anything. I will have to probably remain in this mask pretty much the entire time.
Well, that's not going to be very hard. I'm trying not to divulge anybody's identity. We're not there for a social visit anyways. We're here to get this information and then leave. That's it. That's the job. We're not going down memory lane, unfortunately. I'm not sure if that's then unfortunately. But anyways, looks like you're running in circles. You've been running from it and towards it your entire life, and congratulations.
You two also will now need to be especially careful as well, considering your newfound powers.
Well, I mean, we're just, you know what? Here's a just general rule for this ship is don't get caught. It's better for you that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if you do get caught, lie your ass off until you get out of it. Shooting helps. But anyways, Sewell left to help Jalissa and their organization, whose main goal is to fight the Nazarene sacrifice. So turns out we're all kind of doing the same thing. Nothing's changing. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed on this ship, and the only things that's changed with this at all, is the fact that we just have to hide the more unpleasant things from. And I just kind of nod my head toward the hallway. Do we think we can forge documents to get through?
If we can, that would probably be very helpful. Some sort of a alternate identity.
Oh, Malik.
Uh-huh.
Do you think we can forge documents to get through? Maybe a shipment that's supposed to be scheduled or something.
I'm sorry, to get through where?
To get through the blockade. We are going to either have to... Okay.
No, I
That's
mean,
an answer.
no. It's an order blockade, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they have everything. The order is like self-sufficient. There wouldn't be a delivery. It would be a Zalosian delivery from their own ships. This isn't a blockade that you can. They're walling off the whole system. Only they go in and out. So if we're going in, we have to sneak in.
Yes. What I'm wondering is if you can make us at least appear to be one of their ships.
I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm good, but I'm not that good. This, as nice as this ship is, he says with large amounts of sarcasm, it's not going to pass for a Zalosian ship.
I'm gonna let Tamir roll for this one.
Mm.
Tamir, you are the jump master. You hear them talking about, like, can we papers? I don't know. I'm gonna have you roll your science. I will take science.
Okay.
I think. Or is there mechanics? It's been a while, y'all.
I have science and
Or
tech, and they're the
technology
exact
would be
same.
the.
Tech. Okay, so either one. I'll let you pick. To see if you know what your best options would be.
Okay, how about a limited success?
You
with 2?
sure freaking do. Papers are going to be tough because the vessel itself it's not built like an order ship. It's going to be hard to really pass you off, especially since you were told by the judge that it is a blockade, but they haven't gone planet side yet because they are out resources, which means that they're going to be sourcing resources. They're going to do it from their ways. Like, there's a lot. Would be tricky. It'd be very tricky to do it that way. But you're like, okay, what could we do? So here are 4 options. I'm gonna give you 4 options that you could do. You could attempt to set up automated defense systems, like automated defenses, right? So, large battleships always jump on autopilot, okay? Or have some kind of like machine gen on board that follow kind of defensive protocols. So you could process sensor data and respond with defensive or offensive weapons towards the attacker. If you wanted to jump and just be like, fuck it, we're gonna red light, green light this and run through the blockade. Okay, there's your defensive option. Like, you're like, okay, if we had to, here's how we would take on that much fire. You could do something.
Couldn't. That's a no.
Yeah, no.
Tamir won't even suggest that.
Hey, Tal, let's kill your baby.
Automated defenses might also be good because you're going to have to park the ship stationary and go planet side. Oh, wait, does your ship have?
It does. It can land.
It can land. You can go atmospheric. Okay,
Yep.
So that won't be such a big deal. I lied. That won't be such a big deal. Shadow jumping is something that crosses your mind. This is one of those things. It's like drifting. It's like drivers talk about it, but not everybody can do it. But then again, you got a towel.
We've got a towel, and Tamir understands the portal. Like,
to be fair, it's not like Tokyo drifting.
It's not like Tokyo drifting.
No.
It's far better than that movie. So the smaller
you ride
ships
the wake of a bigger ship.
can basically pass, like, their ship could pass through the blockade safely, and then what you do, it's just what it sounds like. You kind of ride the wake of the vessel and hide inside of their signal so that you can't be noticed. It's like that Star Wars moment where you can, like, where the Millennium Falcon like attaches itself to the destroyer and it can't be. They're like, I don't know, it disappeared. Well, it's because it's too small against the larger vessel.
and you've got a communications guy and an engineer.
So
that
that's feeling. You might be feeling a lot better about that.
Yeah.
The next option would be something called signal clustering. Okay, so this is for both civilian or military blockade runners. So the blockade must cover a portal field of immense size and therefore a vast number of potential entry points for arriving vessels. Their sensor operates have huge quantities of data to like process. So basically you get lost in the data of incoming ships. So it's like it's the data version of the physical version of shadow jumping. So if you ping in with a
data gin.
If you ping in with a bunch of other vessels, you could potentially just get lost enough where you ride the tech wave of being with a bunch of other cruisers. So that's called signal clustering. Okay, and then there's portal control. So the blockading faction will also make sure to seize control of the local portal. We know that's already happened. To be able to monitor entry requests, cargo manifests. Controlling the portal station is an excellent way to keep tabs on the comings and goings of data probes that may give one's enemies undue insight. A tactic used during the portal wars, nowadays thankfully banned by the council, is mining this space around the portal. So you could try to hack the portal and just take control of it, but again, that's a lot of risk for very little reward when you're just trying to get to one side of the system. So you kind of have two great options and two semi not great options, and then there's the fifth option of going home.
I like that one.
We can't go home because it's going to blow up and there's nothing we can do about it. So
Hal's already home anyways.
Well, isn't that nice?
You can go home. Done.
So I imagine as like maybe Tamir shares this information. You hear a voice over the intercom. This, of course, would be Coriolis. And Coriolis to the Defiant, you are next in line for jump. You are next in line for jump. Please ready your stations. And now it's the time that you hear this woman, the special agent, branch agent. God, I don't know why that's so fucking hard to say. I'm going to botch it every time. So you hear her kind of put her cup down. She seems to be talking to the two other crew members. And she just kind of says, she finishes her cup off, like tips it back and slams it down. And she says, "A toast to bountiful findings. May the messenger bless us with good data. Let us pray that the lady's cape has sheltered the Zafirah from the darkness, and may her flowers hide our mission from the watchful eyes of the order." The two guys, or the two legionnaires, just go, here, kind of give her like a response back for such a call. And she heads off towards the cryo chambers. But you notice that the two dudes that are sitting in the booth don't. The two legionnaires, they're looking at something across the mess hall. From your angle, all of you can't see.
I go ahead and start getting up, and I flip the intercom to all on everywhere. All right, everyone, prepare for cryo sleep, I guess. Flip it off, and I start walking towards to find Lamara.
Haha. Well, it doesn't take you long because she's standing right there. She looks horrible. Her hair is everywhere. Her braid is a hot damn mess. She looks like she's been trying to pull her hair out. Her eyes, she's been sobbing and kind of crying. She's still holding Malik's like shumag, but you can see like what little makeup she had on is like running, and she looks worse for wear. She's not making any noise. She's not crying. She's just standing at the other side of the kind of kitchen space, like kind of like trying to catch her breath, staring at the two legionnaires that have been sitting in the booth. They are staring back at her like,
Lamar, hey guys, show's over. Go ahead. Lamar, and I start walking towards her, just kind of with my hands out, like, can I get you anything before we go?
Who's that?
Oh, this is Dala and Farouk. They're coming with us. They were assigned to us by our patron to help protect the ship.
For our podcast listeners, Dot just smacked her lips together and looked off to the side with a puzzling gaze that leaves us quaking in our boots. As
thing.
to
I
what
just got chills.
shenanigans
Wait a second.
Lamar is going to bring to the table.
She leans and you can smell like she's not brushed her teeth in a while. She's definitely not showered since she's come back from the Jin world. And she says, I don't trust them.
I lean into her and I kind of pat her on the shoulder gently and I say, I don't trust them either. We're gonna keep an eye on them. Don't you worry.
She kind of gets that look at them why the fuck are they here then? That kind of look of like, I don't understand, Mom. Kind of a thing.
I say they were assigned to us. The people who are paying us trust them, so we trust them so far.
She says, well, I'm not sharing a cryo tube with any of them.
Don't worry, you don't have to.
She kind of watches this. You can see the two of them are kind of whispering to each other. They can tell that she is talking about them because she's, very clear.
Yeah. And I just say, here, let's get you cleaned up real quick, and then we'll get you in the cryo chamber.
She very willingly kind of gives way. She goes, where are we going? And she kind of is like, talking to you. Her mind almost shifts a little bit kind of quickly.
I take her to my room. I imagine that every bedroom has like a small little sink area. And like
yeah.
Nothing big, but just something so that you can get some water. So I just take her over and kind of help clean her up a little bit, wash her face and refresh. She should already have clothes on the ship. So I'd probably grab her new outfit, something that fits well or at least fits for the most part.
Would just be probably her usual white like jumpsuit, like a medic jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Pretty standard.
Usher her on to the cryo chamber.
While you walk back, Tao, she doesn't say a whole lot. I don't think she says a whole lot of anything. When you get in there, you can see that Farouk, basically both the Legionnaires are already under. The agent has put them, like, very clearly has like beeped them in or whatever. And she's prepping her pod just to the left of them, kind of in this circular room where all these pods are. Lamara like stops at the doorway and like waits. You know what? She hasn't seen this person, not really yet. Okay. She squints again and stops at the doorway and she leans over to Tao. And she goes, who is that one?
I probably would have before we got quite this far, I would have been kind of telling her, like, just as I'm washing her up and everything, just talking softly, telling her who's here, what the general idea is, what we have planned, just so that she's not entirely surprised. I don't necessarily want to like give her the deep details or anything like that, but
probably
like,
not a good idea.
Just so you know, these people are here. It's especially Agent Nandina, Dala, and Farouk. They're here for protection. We're on our way to Uharu. It's an underwater planet. Just kind of trying to take her mind off of.
And I think again when she because she heard you say this, but she's not seen this person yet, and she sees the special agent, and she still stops at the door, and stops you, and she leans and she says, "She's different."
Yeah. Keep a special eye out then.
She goes, no. And you can see that, like, you can see the agent like beeping these two guys or these two Legionnaires under the glass, and she turns, and Lumara catches her eye just for a second, and Lumara goes, she's scared. and you kind of she watches the two of you watching her as she gets into the cryopod and like pulls it closed, knowing that she'll have to finish beeping her intel. And as it as it closes, she just leans and she says, she doesn't like them very much. Lamar takes the pod farthest away from them on the edge of the room. She begins as if she seems affected, but not in the same way. Like she's grounded. It's like that piece of her mind has kind of come back. She's not as disoriented. That's the word I'm looking for. She doesn't seem as disoriented because she goes over to the pod and like pulls the HUD deck and begins like booping away appropriately as if it's second nature to her. This kind of embedded like process, but she seems with it, but also not entirely with it. Just it's kind of odd and off-putting, but she's here.
Okay, I'll go ahead and I wait and for Lamara, and I go ahead and finish Lamara's process, and then I go over to Nandina, and before I finish off her process, I'm gonna be like, hey, is there anything you want me to know about these two?
You can roll manipulation to see if she'll tell you. Because
I don't have manipulation.
So you can just roll straight empathy.
Cool. Failure. Nothing. Cool.
She kind of looks back at you as the kind of like cold mist begins to fill the pod behind this kind of glass surface, and she hits the comms button back out to you and she says, I'll see you when we get there, and kind of lets it go. You can very much tell that she dodged that question a lot. Like it saw it, noted it, ignored it, and then hit the button to like go under. So you don't know what's going on, but you know something's going on.
Yeah. Sleep well. Boop.
Yep, boop. Leaving just your crew. It seems that these 3 agents that have all been put on board, or this small commando crew, are pretty trusting of all of you. They have yet to like question you or your orders. They seem to be going along with the cues as given.
As everybody else kind of gathers, I'm gonna just say, Nandina doesn't seem to trust Dala and Farouk. Be careful.
Any reason why?
Good luck finding out.
Malik smiles and grabs one of the consoles that's around here and sort of spins the console arm over and immediately begins typing on the screen. They are unconscious and hooked into our ship, and I'm gonna run a background check on them because we're still attached to Coriolis.
Do it.
Oh gosh.
So I am going to do my
You
best.
have to get ready.
You know what? I was about to say, you hear somebody, come on, jump in 15 minutes. Defiant, you are prepared for jump in 15 minutes.
Perfect. Click.
Okay.
Would you like a data gen roll, Dot?
I would. I need to decide what I can tell you.
Okay.
Okay. I hope you pass this
just a limited success.
It doesn't matter, because the first thing when you pull their files up that you find out is both of them are considered war veterans. They have quite a bit of service under their belt, and have gone into easier missions since about 4 years ago, during a mission on Algol. Their entire squad was wiped out, and the 2 of them were captured by a rebel group and pretty much tortured in hell as prisoners of war for quite a while. Probably explains the large scars on their faces and around their eyes.
What? How many years ago was that, Dot?
4. After that, you can see that they went into the prison system. Something went down and they were both kind of imprisoned, and they skipped from low level penitentiaries, like work camps, basically, from here and there.
Does it say why?
Both of them were caught stealing, probably food or something like that. Basically, when they were released, they escaped from an extensive period of time as a prisoner of war and were caught stealing food and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a low level. That's why, I mean, like they were in low level penitentiaries, like hopping about. So it says the record. Can I tell you that? You see that they kind of hopped from imprisonment camp to imprisonment camp for a while and then were released. Their records said they like served their due time and they were released back into society. And since then, the both of them have been working kind of as for hire because of their extensive prison record. They can't get back into the consortium's military, so they've been working as like for hire agents and off record agents.
Yeah,
but that's all you get for a 1.
I think so. As Tal's doing the prep the pods kind of thing, Malik does this and then slides the screen around to face everyone. And he has a very like stone cold face on. It's like if Malik had a serious face, this was what it looks like. Probably the same face when he yelled at everyone when we landed on Kua. That's them. So if they don't make it back, that's probably fine.
Yeah, well, don't trust him, but
he like slides through this report and he like runs his finger across the line to highlight it and says, we didn't take prisoners for fun. That means they were the aggressor. It wasn't something.
Say they were taken. I said they were taken by a rebel group
on Algol, which is where
correct.
Which is where Malik and Tamir are from.
Doesn't mean it was you that took them.
This was 4 years ago, but as far as I can tell, we didn't go out of our way to take captives if they fell into our lap, but that would make them the aggressor.
You would know at the time on Algol, they were part of a group called the Steel Skulls, which was under the command of another war veteran, like a highly mettled war veteran, a woman named Yasma Kyber is what they called her. They call her Kyber. Yasma Palu. I'm sorry. Yasma Palu. And I can't ask this question without giving something away.
So I'll ask you a question. Can Tamir and I both roll a culture check?
Don't have culture.
Sure. You mean for like Algol's history? Like war knowledge?
No, would we have known? Because 4 years ago, we were there. We've only been on Coriolis for...
Yeah,
sorry. Technically, 4 years ago was around the time we left. So if there was a large organization called the Steel Skulls...
How about before we do that?
Yeah.
Why don't you... Everybody but Alia can make this roll, because I'm sorry, Alia, you don't know this information. You weren't there for this. I'm going to have... there's not a proper memory check for this.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't, I'm going to take a wits. I'm going to take a wits roll from all of you to see if you, because when he flips this around and then like swipes to show you the unit. Okay.
A 1.
Okay.
Just straight wits.
Okay.
Tamir
again. Tamir.
No, this is going to be so bad.
The moment they swipe, And you see the commanding woman, Yasma. You know exactly who that is. That's Kasha. And the entire unit she's standing with was a photo that was taken the night all this went down, when the entire unit was killed. There's another face that you recognize. A really young male. Fresh-faced Sul. He was part of that unit, along with his brother that he killed the night they were trying to escape when it all went down. More than likely, these two guys just happened to also be there as part of the larger unit of the Steel Skulls.
I think Tamir is going to jab Malik as the reality of the recognition of the Malik, that is Kasha, and that Sul, and we knew that Sul was there.
He's very, very young. He can't be but maybe 15 or 16. His younger brother can't be but 14 or 15. Both of them are decked out, standing next to this other unit. You see the woman you now know as Kasha, who then was called Kyber. The record shows, this is where I think Malik, this will matter to you. The records show that every one of them died. And only these two people, these two legionnaires, survived and were taken captive, and eventually escaped rebel control. But everybody else was supposed to be dead. Sul, his brother. So Sul actually escaped, and clearly Kasha did too.
Dot, refresh my memory. It's been forever. And we talk so much about this game. The events of Sul's brother's death and what he was there to do. Does Malik know that it was the same explosion?
I don't think that information got put together.
I don't think, because I know, but I don't think that came out in character yet. Okay. All right, cool.
You know what?
There was an insinuation, though.
Yeah, it was.
Because Tamir was really...
Yeah, you were pretty livid about learning that he was possibly part of the of the guerrilla warfare that was going on.
Right. There was no full confirmation of it, but we know he was there, and we know he was doing something and did nothing.
Now.
Yeah.
Now, how about this? I bet there's something that the two of you always remember, which is the date of your parents' death.
I was about to ask.
It's the exact date that is printed at the bottom of this digital photo. This was the night they probably caused the bombing.
And it says, does it say died in an explosion, or died in, or does it say just killed in action?
Deceased.
All of them died in combat, in cross combat fire, and 2 prisoners of war were taken by the rebels, by the rebels on Algol.
Yeah.
Defiant, 5 minutes to launch. 5 minutes till launch.
Get in your pod now. Malik.
Corruption bar number 1, dude.
You see. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is there this brother stare, this knowing this?
Yeah, I think it's very much there's an acknowledgement.
Could we?
Yeah, I think there's very much an acknowledgement between the two of them. Enough though that I think that Tal notices the look, right? The Al-Assads are about to cause trouble look.
She just crosses her arms and says, "Boys, now."
Malik turns quietly, but you see his eyes just looking at all of the hoses and wires that connect to the other 2 pods as he walks to the pod next to Lamara. and gets
I
in.
think Tamir will just kind of walk quietly past Tal and to his pod.
Does that make Alia, other than Tal, the last one in?
Yeah. Alia just kind of just stares at Tal, kind of gives her a nod, and then gets in the pod. Unless something else happens.
Put Malik down first. And then I get to Tamir. And I just nod. Put him down. And then I get to Alia. And I say, before I put her down, I say, you see that look that they gave each other?
I noticed. I was ready.
Keep an eye out on them.
Will do, Captain.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. And then I'll
Boop
get in
and
my
Alia
pod.
goes. 2 minutes to launch. 2 minutes to launch. And you're going to hear it come over again. And Tal, you make your way up front. God.
I'm
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm really worried about the faces I just saw all over that screen. Mm-hmm.
Maybe you do. Maybe Tal, this time around, you make a lot of jumps. You've piloted this vessel all over the third horizon, and you've done it with the help of Tamir's, really well done schematics to make that happen. But even now, even after the blessing on this ship and your prayer and all of the things that always get you through, there's something in your gut that says something's not right. And it's that face that Tamir and Malik made to each other right before they got into their pod. 60 seconds to launch.
I quickly double check the status of the other pods.
They are all set, to open when you hit the button to open, because that's how pods work.
Are they all active and engaged?
They are all active and engaged. Hang on.
All life support showing okay?
All life support showing okay. Tal, roll me I don't know if this is science or just your wits.
I have technology.
Technology works. That works. That totally works. You walk around, you're like checking, rake a tech roll.
Do I get any bonuses because I know my freaking ship?
You get a bonus because Malik was being a sketchy bitch.
Okay, cool. One success.
Okay. One success. It seems I'm gonna take a darkness point. Thanks for this, Mike. I'm taking a darkness point. It seems that you don't know exactly what, but Malik has tampered with the order opening of this pod. Like the scheduling of the pod's opening.
Is there a way for me to fix it quickly before I have to get back in mine?
You have to roll against his data gen.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Give it a try. No bonuses for either of you in this, just a flat data gen against data gen roll.
I got
okay.
2.
Okay, Eris. Okay, Tal. Okay. Oh my lord. I don't know who to give this to. What cards do we have in play? What cards are in play? Where are my cards?
The faceless one.
Uh-huh.
The Jinn and the Judge. Oh, which we gotta get rid of the Judge, right? That was
yeah,
was
that would be that was Sul. So that actually would not
I
be
have
in
the
play.
only card in play.
Wait, I thought Alia had 2 cards in play.
You do because you had to draw an extra one, didn't you? Wait.
Oh,
are
you
those
got
in
you got to
my
give
hand?
it to Dot.
Oh, what? Yeah. What do you have? I'm stealing it.
Oh no, I don't know if it's. I thought I gave it.
So
did I
I'm
not?
pretty sure we're short cards. I've got one. I've got a Lady of Tears. You got one in your
Oh.
hand. There you go. Now
Yeah,
I got
there
it.
it is.
So
Okay, I
you've
was-
got. What is that?
You got to flip
Lady
it,
of-
Dot.
Did I not flip it? I'm gonna just take the ones that are in my hand. It just doesn't have a. It doesn't have an image attached to it, which is really strange.
Yeah, it's weird.
But I do have. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything that I can't use the judge, so I just need to go recall that. It looks like all of you need to put cards into play. So I'm gonna have you draw cards right now because I may want to play one in this lovely
no.
tie we have between our captain and.
As in, everybody needs to draw one.
Oh no, you're good. You're two
Ugh,
because
okay.
you're the Lady of Tears, right? I don't
Right,
know
yeah.
why.
Oh gosh, mine is so freaking. Well,
I don't even know what I drew
Oh,
last
God.
time.
we're gonna
What
be
is it?
using that one.
What did I click?
Can I? How do I do this?
Just
Oh,
drag it
I see.
off.
I need
Are
to-
there is there the machine, or am I still pulling from the deckhand? Or
don't
do I
have a
click through both?
deck yet. I don't
Such
have
a
a machine
deck.
deck yet, so just do the
Okay.
deckhand for now. But I wonder if they've got those out because if they are, I may have to add them on here. Okay, y'all, let's see what we've got. We've got boop, 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 getting closer.
There you
We've
go, Dad.
got
I put mine on the table.
Faceless, the Traveler.
And then Alia needs to pull one.
I do?
Alia, okay, there's the Lady of Tears. So
Oh, there
that's
it
the
is.
one that Alia had in play. And I have two faceless, which I'm not sure why I have two faceless.
Oh, I just pulled another one because you said everyone needs to pull.
Perfect. Great. So I'm gonna put the Jin back because the last thing we fucking need
No, God.
No more
please.
is
Jin, please.
another
Oh.
Jin.
Yeah, I agree.
There's so many.
Let me put this back in my hand. Hang on.
Just to be double clear, Alia only has 2 cards from the last time, right? With the when she
Right,
battled the Jin. Okay,
I'm
that's it.
gonna
Not this time.
do I'm gonna actually have you draw a new one because for some
Oh.
reason one of these cards is being weird. So
Okay.
wait, hang on. It says there are 2 on the table. I don't see 2 Lady of Tears on the table.
No, just one.
I don't know. I don't either.
I
Just
don't
one.
either. It must. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's on a different playing mat.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I bet you it is on a different.
I think it was on the
mat.
ships.
Yep. You're totally. I bet you're totally right. Yes,
Yeah.
you are. There was a deck hand in play. There were cards in play. I just lost them. Okay, so I'm gonna take all of these, and we're gonna fix this. It's okay. We've drawn fresh. I think that's fine. We're about to do a fresh jump, and this is an ideal moment for that. So whatever.
Also, just look at the pretty art. It's so pretty.
Just look at the pretty art. Yeah,
So
look at the
pretty.
pretty art. Okay, so we
All I'm
had-
saying is the faceless is the misfortune card, so he should have misfortune and Tal should win.
Haha.
Unless
Oh.
unless what I want to do is very misfortunate.
Hi, baby girl. Did you
It
just eat?
is. It is. It's unfortunate all around because. Oh me, oh my. I am gonna play the faceless card. In this instance, it's gonna go to Tao. Tao manages to like redo the scheduling back to match everybody else's. But there's a different misfortune. It was a tie. And not Malik can't be the only one with a misfortune in this moment.
Of course.
We'll find out what that misfortune is soon. The rest of that misfortune. Okay.
I don't like that.
And yeah.
In my pod, ready to
Tao,
jump.
it's getting close and you know it. You
Yeah.
have to get in there before this pod makes a jump or bad news bears. And we see Tao like book it across the ship
Things
as
aren't
the
working
clock
out.
starts.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the portal opens up. You see the lights that kind of float empty in space that look almost like stars kind of take form, and they rip open a massive black hole as we see it engulf and swallow the defiant hull. And it makes its first series of jumps. I need, of course, Yeah, I imagine Tamir would have plotted. So Tamir, you can roll a science roll. If it is a success, she gets a bonus for the piloting check. And I'm only going to do like one kind of jump for this run. It's going to take
success.
you limited success. Perfect. So one is enough. So you're going to get a bonus for the ship being blessed. You'll get a bonus from Tamir's, and then you're going to get I feel like you always get a third bonus. It's something that's on the ship. The navigation. Right?
Oh,
Right? It's the let me pull up the ships.
Should be Tamir, a blessing, and a prayer.
I feel like there's something else. Reduce signature by 1, maneuverability. That doesn't. Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. So blessed ship.
It's the chapel. The chapel. If you pray, the chapel gives you +1.
If you prep, which Tau always does. So that would be 3. There's our 3. So +3 to the roll Tau of your pilot to get us there. 2 is great. Things are normal. First jump is made. You go from, I have a map. You go from Kua to Kaf. From Kaf to Marfik. Amido. Aljabar. And somewhere around Melik, you're like in the process. Like every time you wake up, it's exhausting, Tau. You make contact, you fuel up, you wait for it the hour all by yourself in the cockpit. This process over and over and over. Everybody's sleeping, and maybe you check them each and every time. You check over and over and over. And
every single time just to make
every single time just to make sure. And every time Malik is sleeping, and every time Tamir is sleeping, and Alia and the 3 legionnaires, and everything seems normal. This time you go to make all of your checks. And it's whose do I want it to be? No, I'm an evil bitch. It's going to be one of the legionnaires. I lied. You come in this time and one of their doors is open. It's kind of like misting out, the cold mist, and you don't see them at all. But you hear the clatter of something in the mess hall.
I will go and check, but on my way, I'm gonna grab something like a wrench or something that I see around, just to make sure that I'm armed in case whoever it is. Who is it? Is it?
It would be. We're gonna say it's Farouk.
Okay.
It's Farouk.
Just in case Farouk is not so nice when it's just Tau.
Okay.
She's cautious.
Yeah, you kind of peek around the edge of the like the edge into the mess hall, and you can see them there. They're disoriented, which tells you they definitely just got up. And they kind of reach in and they get some fresh water. And you can hear them like slurping it down as if they're kind of dehydrated or very thirsty.
I'll say, oh, hey, that looks like your cryo chamber went off when it wasn't supposed to.
Hey, Tau.
What's up?
Hey, Tau.
What's
Make a an agility check. It might just be flat dexterity for you.
Well, there's dexterity, which is the skill, which I have, and then there's the attribute of agility.
Of agility. I'm sorry, I got those backwards. Yeah, so if you got dex, roll a dex.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
success.
That's super duper good for you. I'm going to do this way, because because of this. Okay, they fail. You can tell they're like disoriented, and they were like, and they take their left hand and just like, you kind of startle them, and they sling a kitchen knife, like a weapon across, and it dinks into the wall about 3 feet from your head, very, very clearly like off target. And you can see them, their eyes are kind of dilated, and you hear them go, "Don't do that. That's how you get dead." And he's like, "Ooh."
Excuse me, you are on my ship? I will talk to you without you throwing knives at me.
He goes, it was an accident. You startled me. He goes, are we there yet?
No.
What?
You woke up early. I was just coming in to say that you woke up early.
Why?
I don't know. In fact, I'm going to go work on that right now.
He goes, where are we? He kind of stumbles over to one of the small portholes and like kind of like peers out to see if there's anything to be seen, which is pretty much not true. You can see kind of the portal station nearby because you're prepping again for just another jump.
Where were we?
Y'all stopped in Melik, which is just before the Debarian, Rigel and Debarian, which are the last two jumps you make before you Haru. So you don't actually have very much longer.
Okay.
It seems that there might have been a malfunction.
I'll grab the kitchen knife out of the wall and go back over to put it back. I'm like, we're in Melik, and yeah. Don't throw knives on my ship. That's a rule.
He goes, I'm sorry. He goes, and he seems genuine. Like he goes, I'm sorry. I really mean it. You just startled me. It's a reflex.
All right. Well, my reflexes are better than some of my crew members, so that could have been fatal for other people. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over though where the hole is, and he goes, I mean, if it means anything, I was a pretty bad shot. So
it was. It actually makes it a little. Anyways,
he kind of like at this point it's just the two of you, and he kind of leans over the table and he goes, I won't miss next time. I mean, not on you, I don't but just like I promise I'll keep you safe.
Great. All right. Well, in that case, I pull out my data pad and I start trying to figure out what the heck happened to the
He goes, so what do you think happened? He's like right over your shoulder.
Well, there was a timer issue when we started the first jump. I thought it was taken care of, and apparently it's an intermittent issue, so I'm gonna try to fix it now.
Issue? Well, I don't know if I want to go back in a cryotube if there are issues.
Well, obviously there was an issue because you're up and you weren't supposed to be. But I mean, you don't have to go in the cryotube. I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, I'll go in the cryotube. It's fine. He kind of like looks you up and down. He goes, this is a nice ship you got.
Yeah, I intend to keep it that way.
Yeah. He kind of looks it up and down. He goes, you've been out this far before?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And you come to Talon often? He kind of like raises a couple eyebrows.
Oh.
I'm sure we got a little bit of time. You want to drink?
I prefer not to leave my ship just in case.
He goes, don't worry. I got some in my bag. And he runs over to his like duffel bag and pulls out a bottle of just brown alcohol. No label. Clearly probably brewed in a bathtub on Coriolis.
Farouk, I don't mean to be rude.
Yeah.
But I'd really like to be sober while I fix the thing that's going to keep you alive for the next couple weeks.
I made it this far, didn't I? And he kind of smiles.
Yes, because I was sober the last time I worked on it.
All right. And he just starts kind of chugging from the bottle a little bit. And you hear it like pop off his lips and he goes, all right, Captain. And he kind of swaggers back in. He goes, I guess I'll get back inside. He goes, but you know what? I'm going to hang on to this. And he puts the lid back on it. I'm afraid you're going to drink it all. And when I come out the other side, it'll be nice and chilled for us.
Great.
He winks like what a clever thing for him to think of.
Yeah.
He's got that he's got that like man bun.
Tal is so over this guy and is just trying to fix his cryo chamber so she can put him back to sleep.
He goes, hey, you know how I got this scar? And you can see he's got this big scar down his face. He goes, I got some other scars too. I'll show you.
Oh, nope, that's okay. That's fine.
Oh, every scar's got a story. Tal, you can roll a technology check to see how quickly you can get this guy under.
Yes. Yes, please.
And then Tal's like, beep, 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 beep.
It's
Yes,
like reverse
yes.
bedtime stories.
Yeah, Tal's like, oh yeah, and you do it as fast as your fingers can move, and the thing is like, and starts to like close over top of him as he's like, yeah, this one right here, I got this one. And he kind of like goes, because you know it like seals off, and he goes under, and he's still holding this bottle of alcohol in his hand, which is now going to be very cold when it comes out the other side. Until there's silence on the ship for just a little bit.
She's
Before
relieved.
you can make another jump. I could have been really mad and played a darkness card, but I felt like I played a card. I already played one card, so I got one more darkness to go. We got 20 minutes.
I think that was perfect.
Yeah, the mistake was
so
that
perfect.
instead of Malik getting out, you got the jar head. So
All right. Still another 3.
nope.
Or no,
You basically start the process
You're
over
done.
again. You only have 3 more jumps. And with your original pilot roll, we'll say that's enough just for the sake of time and story. Because you're Tal Tuma and you make all your jumps. Yes. And you hear your pod like open. That like sickness at this point is you're used to it. You have various ways, I'm sure, of like overcoming the sleep sickness because you do it so frequently. And you head back, down into the cryo room to let everybody out. You have officially made it to Uharu. Tal, since you're in the cockpit, you'd be first to see it. You can run a quick diagnostic and Sally will tell you. Captain, things do not look good. Between us and the moon, there is not only an asteroid field and multiple planets, but a massive barricade set up by what seems to be Order of the Pariah ships. Right now, they are claiming at least 10 war freighters. And you would know, I was about to say, you might know that a war freighter is also going to come with a legion of smaller ships that surround it.
Great.
Captain, the cruise pods are opening.
I will go ahead and make sure everybody's pods open and nobody starts killing each other immediately. Tal's gonna be standing there.
What is
like,
that pause, Dot?
arms crossed, waiting for everybody to wake up.
One at a time, the pods open. Everybody kind of comes stumbling out, each one of you. Kind of like opens like down the line, ending with Malik and Lamara, who of course were farthest from, because she chose the farthest ones away from the 2 Legionnaires. But when Lamara's tube opens up, her eyes open and she's singing, humming, you might say. She seems lost in like, trance is a bit strong of a word, but she seems lost in the song. She just kind of lays there, singing, kind of humming this haunting tune. Alia, guess what she's singing?
You tell me.
It seems to be a song that you're kind of familiar with, or at least you think you are. The song of the Emissaries is piecemealing its way out of her mouth in slight hums. And I wouldn't say it's like song. She's not like blurting out. It's just like a slight, like,
kind of mumbling it, pretending it's like when you know the song, but you don't remember the lyrics too.
Okay. And she simply says, "It's so beautiful. It followed us the whole way here."
Ooh.
No, she does that.
The Legionnaires look spooked. The both of them. He has his bottle of alcohol, and he's like,
Please,
looks at.
Please, go ahead and freshen up. I'll take care of this. Let me go talk to her. Okay. You seem a little disoriented. It's been a long journey.
Oh yeah. He like looks down. The booze is cold. Hey, you want that drink? He, like shouts across to
Tal immediately, like, seeing as how everybody's alive and not like, she immediately like tries to duck out and just
get away. He kind of shouts it behind you.
Goes straight to the back to the cockpit. Like, we're gonna run.
You hear, you do have some stealth technology. Okay. Sally goes, "Captain, should I put the ship in stealth mode?"
Yes, Sally. And enter stealth mode. We've got a situation. When do we not? Let's.
Tal says it's over the comms as he kind of leans over Farouk to Tamir, who I imagine's nearby because this is just too good. And he leans over and kind of nudges him. "You don't know you from a hill of beans." And he goes, "She likes me." He like drinks direct from this very cold bottle. He walks off.
You're just making it easier for the
I know.
Al-Assad boys.
I know.
Farouk is gonna be so mad when Tamir goes to Tal's room tonight.
I can't wait for all of this.
Oh my god.
What? There's gonna be a few minutes where I'm sure y'all need to gather yourselves. Question: are you taking Lamara with you, or are you going to leave her on the ship?
I think Alia would definitely suggest not taking her.
Okay.
She's definitely going to take her to her room and kind of just sit her down, give her some tea, and just let her relax. And
she goes,
"I don't know if I'm
feeling great." She says, "Cryo sleep, man. I really feel good." She said, "But that song, it's stuck in my head. Maybe I should check the scuba gear. Should make sure you have enough oxygen. The last thing you need is not enough oxygen."
Are you qualified to check that? I feel like
it's just an oxygen take, right? I used to feed oxygen to the old people before I'd amputee their legs.
A little bit different. I feel that pure oxygen is not what we're having here. And I still I think perhaps you should stick to the medical bay. I feel like that would be within your wheelhouse. I'm sorry.
But she kind of looks around. It's a beautiful, really nice, probably the nicest room on the ship. It's brand new. It's well stocked, and it's empty. It's like sterile. And she's like, "But
wait, which room is this? My room?
No, this is her room. This is the med bay. The med bay.
Okay.
And she's like, but I don't want to stay here."
Would you like to stay in my room for a bit?
"No, I want to go."
Okay. Well,
so I can go?
I'm not the one to make the decision. Would you like to talk to maybe our captain? I feel like she might have a better understanding of the situation, and she might be able to make.
I'm broken.
Who told you that?
Nobody.
Well, then that's not true, is it?
She kind of goes over and she like muddles with some things in a drawer, and she like wipes a counter down kind of nonchalantly. She snaps a glove just to feel it snap.
You are as whole as you want to be. Okay?
They treat me like I'm a grenade with the pin out. I know what that means because I pulled a pin one time.
You did what? No. Okay. Putting that aside. listen, you have been through a lot. And no one is saying you're broken or that you are something to be handled with care. We're just concerned because what you have gone through is not normal. It's not something that anybody else has ever been through. We just want to make sure you're safe and that you have the time to recover. Think of it as one of your medical patients when they just come out of a coma. Would you not give them time to just relax, meet with their family perhaps, spend some time in the hospital while you run some diagnostics to make sure everything is fine, and then give that little bit of
Hey.
rest?
Hey, can I have a question?
Yeah.
What did you do with it?
It is far away. It is.
Like it's not on the ship?
What did I do with it? Is it? What did I do
you
with it?
What did you do with it?
I'm blanking again. What did
I
do
don't
with
know.
it?
What did Alia do with the
Didn't you put it in
crystal ball?
Oh, the ball. The ball.
That's
is...
what she's referring to. She
Right.
means
It
where's
is
the
ball.
Jinn?
Right. Doesn't want to tell her. Oh gosh. Do you really want to know? Safely stored away, far
the
away
ship?
from you. Currently,
Not that I
yes.
care. I don't care.
It is, let's just say, a place where no one will have access to, and no one should have access to.
She looks around kind of suspiciously. Okay, I'll stay here.
Can I get you something? I make a very damn good tea.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
And then Alia goes out.
Alia goes out. You meet everybody. Everybody's kind of trying to come to in the middle of the mess hall. There's definitely some conversation, I imagine, being had. Yes, we are in Uharu. So this is a great question. So I imagine there is some conversation about like what's the plan of attack here. So you've arrived in the Uharu system. Uharu itself is the star that the portals revolve around. There are many, many planets in the Uharu system. Actually, quite a few. One of the larger systems, in fact, in the third horizon. Lots of moons, lots of planets. Here is the entire Uharu system from the Uharan star all the way down. In fact, Uharu has 2 stars in it. It has a yellow star, and then it has this this kind of like, it looks purple here, but it's burning out. Basically, this star is on the verge of collapse. Because that's how science works, y'all. It has a large asteroid like belt that surrounds it. Things to note. This little planet right here, that one, I think that's right, is the one that Ali is from. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the one Ali is from, closer to the Uharan star. It's spelled R-I-H, Rai, is the actual like physical planet that you're from the Uharan star system. This is a brand new map. I didn't have this before. You all have come in through the Debarian portal on this side of the star. Guess what, y'all? You headed to the far side of this star over here to this tiny little moon. Yep. Basically, this is the Zual star, and you're headed to a moon just on the other side of that.
Which moon is it?
I can tell you which moon it is. I can't read upside down. I believe that you're headed to the far side, and you're headed to... No, I'm sorry, the short side. So you're headed to Azarak, which is a series of moons,
Gotcha.
actually.
I got you.
Yes, that's the map that you have on Roll20 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have that on Roll20?
Yep.
Look,
And you have
look
it circled for us.
Dot.
Yep.
Look at me go. What's up? I got this. I did my homework.
You did. It's great.
Look at me. It's right there on the screen.
And the sorry, just so I can clarify here. The blockade is where?
The blockade is going to be going into basically this whole area is going to have a blockade around it, this entire area, because they don't want people going in the Talon portal. They haven't sent resources as far out as you're all headed, but this entire section, probably all the way out, I would think, to Alba, is going to be just covered in ships of this entire area, right? Because they're going to have people here checking you in, and then they're going to have another blockade where you can't even enter or exit the Talon portal.
So, do they not... Wait. I think I might have gotten confused somewhere. The ship popped out here. The other half of the Ghazali popped out over here.
It popped out via Talon. Okay, these orbit, Mike. They're not stationary.
Yep.
They
We're on
orbit.
the same page. Yep.
So, right, great. So more than likely the Talon portal was where the Debarian one is on this image, and it literally shot the other half of that ship out clean across this system, and it landed on this moon.
Okay, now I wasn't at the meeting yesterday, or
Correct.
several months ago.
Correct. Correct.
Is this secret knowledge?
It is well known, but right now you were told by the judge that the order has not looked into it because they don't have the resources. Basically, okay, so you have to understand, before they took over this system, they lost a ton of ships trying to fight for the Hammurabi system or the Hamura system that you were all a part of.
Plus their whole civil war.
Their whole civil war. They lost that battle on the opposite side of the Talon system in Hamura, which is now held by the consortium.
So all their ships right now are tied up either in the Civil War or holding
elsewhere.
this portal, or the Talon portal.
Holding this portal. So they don't actually have... They're trying to look a lot bigger than they are right now. They're actually really short on resources, and they have not had the resources to go out and find this. Now, that information has come in from a secret consortium vessel that is hiding out in this system, feeding information. That's how they got this. There's an intel ship here. You don't know who that is. It's really not important to your mission, but an intel ship gave them information that they have not actually looked into it, and the vessel was blown all the way over to this set of moons.
Gotcha. Okay, I think I'm now on the same page.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So basically, what you're trying to do is sneak in past the blockade that's all up and in this area, so that you can get clean across the system. Once you're over here, you're probably not going to be bothered.
Yeah, I missed the shot out part.
Yes, it literally blasted.
I was like, why are we going to a moon, and why don't they just have a bunch of ships swarming over a dead ship floating in space?
Floating in the sky. So more than likely, you might be able to guess that incident might have actually drawn a lot of attention here. And might be why the order was like, screw it, we'll sneak around to the back door. And if we hold the back door, they can't get in that way, right? And if they're holding the front door, we're going to hold the back door, which is kind of what's happening here.
Gotcha.
They're and this whole system is well known for a lot of trade and commerce and mining and those kind of things. And so these planets, like where Alia is from, are kind of being held hostage in a way, because they're not letting goods in and out. Certain things aren't coming and going. And maybe a lot of the people on these planets may not even know what's going on, at least in the grander scale.
That makes sense.
So yeah, okay, so yeah, that's the mission.
Okay. Yeah, where is everyone? Tal, where is everyone? Where is the crew?
After waking everybody up, Tal promptly went over to back to the cockpit to start trying to essentially hide in the shadow of other ships. When discussing what we can do to try to get past this blockade, the best option in Tal's head was definitely just to Millennium Falcon it.
Just try to ride the wave behind something else. Is that the goal?
That's what we're doing.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to let everybody take an action in this. We will end tonight on whether or not you successfully sneak through the blockade. How do you want to help with that? I imagine Tamir's probably going to want to make a science roll or some kind of technology roll to keep the vessel under, at low power, right? To kind of try to go under the radar, once you get there. Tal's going to use her daft piloting skills to actually be able to ride the wake of a much larger vessel with, I don't know, killing you all. There's nothing like a rear-ended ship in the middle of space. That's one solid way to die. What about Malik and Alia?
Are there plenty of other ships for us to grift onto, Dot?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can just see them floating out. 10 freighters, more than likely 10 massive military freighters. Along with each of them have a small armada that goes along with.
And they're going the way we're going.
They are not going that way. They are basically orbiting. Their blockade is orbiting these two portals. That's what's most important to them, is keeping people out of the Talon portal. It's a territory claim, right? You got this side of the Talon portal. Yeah, well, we got this side of the Talon portal.
Sure.
What a great dumbass distraction for.
My question is to ride the wake of a ship. The ship would have to be going in the direction we're going.
Yeah, you would need to basically, there's a lot of ways you could do it. You could pick one and maybe it's going to the outskirts, or maybe they're shifting.
So there are some ships going that way. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then for
area,
Malik's role, once we've identified said ship, what I would like to do is preferably not a warship, guys. That'd be great. Would be to ghost their signature.
Okay, great. So basically you're kind of combining the two best options. So once you're on the other side and you guys kind of take off, you'll be able to ghost the ship. So I'll get
basically if you were to do a sonar ping, you would see one ship. And if you were to scan for signatures, you'd see one ship.
Yep, that was the suggestion it gave. Okay, perfect. So that's the signal clustering. It's kind of a backward signal cluster. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to give you, so we know we're going to get pilot roll from Tau. I'm going to let you choose science or tech. Probably tech is best for this one, Samir, if that's what you're aiming to do. To run us under some stealth. You're going to get a +1 bonus because you have stealth technology on the vessel already.
Okay.
So that's going to help you.
I'll add that.
Mike.
Yes.
For every group of 4, okay. Do you want to do decoy probes? Do we even have decoy probes on the vessel?
We don't. We don't have decoy probes.
So for every decoy probe you could have, but you don't have those. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is I'm going to roll against your data gen roll.
Sure.
I'm actually going to roll against all of you to try to pick you up. All right, Alia, what
can Alia do?
There is nothing like a good prayer that puts a blessing on this ship.
There we go. Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with adding dice to Tal's roll. Actually, I would say in this case, if you wanted to pray, I would give a +1 to everyone on their roll because it's a ship-wide process to get past this.
Because I thought the reason I didn't initially go with that is because I thought, the ship's already blessed. So
right.
There's nothing more I can do. But if that works, then I'd definitely be down for that.
I would say I'm just trying to think this through. Yeah, everybody can take a +1 for Alia praying. The branch agent, she comes over and joins you in silence. She doesn't interrupt. She doesn't touch you, but she does kneel next to you and pray with you in silent prayer or blessing, if you would, for the ship. I think that says something about her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, we don't have Polaris anymore as a gunner for this ship.
Uh-oh.
You know what that means? We're gonna have to find.
That's true.
A new gunner.
The
only option is Alia. Is Alia or you want to be our gunner, Alia? You're gonna have to be, unless you guys want it to be.
Pacifist. You mean the pacifist?
Yeah, the pacifist.
Person.
It could be Lamara.
No, we have the.
You might have fun.
We have the colonial agent right now.
Yeah, he can be it for now. I'm talking long term. Think about it. Okay, everybody, let's get your roll. I don't actually need anything from Alia direct. What you're doing is just buffing everybody else to make sure you add the +1 for the blessing that Alia and the branch agent are providing you.
2 successes for Malik.
So is that a total +2 or just a +1 for both of them?
It's just a +1. It's just a +1.
For
Okay.
Tamir.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, 0. I'm gonna give you a darkness point.
That was a lot of ones. Yeah. Okay. So I added. darkness
Come
today.
on. Roll
You got
20.
this. You got this. Still
20.
take the +1. That was a lot of die. Oh. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. It's not the worst thing ever. The rest of your team rolled really, really well. What do I want to play?
Just sitting waiting for how Dot's gonna fuck us up.
We are all literally about to die because I failed this roll.
That's not true. That's not true. That's super duper not true. I think it gives me a table to roll off of, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Oh, what do I want to do for this? Okay, so Tao. Okay. Everything is going smooth. You all kind of creep close. The kind of signal of the vessel is low. Y'all are hella lucky is what you are. You are hella lucky is what you are. The icons are on your side. Who knows? Maybe it's the emissaries. Maybe it was the song that Limara sung when all of you woke up to start this mission. Tal, as you begin to get really close to ride the wake of this vessel, you hear something, another beep on the radar, a second one, another small vessel pulls up next to you. Definitely a pirate vessel. And you hear, what's his name? Okay. Wait, did it do the thing?
Breaker. This is Yami to the Defiant. There's not quite enough room here at the back end of this ship for the both of us. Over.
Tal?
Of fucking course.
It was Yami to the Defiant. Because if your vessel's empty, I'm gonna rate it.
Would you like me to open comms?
I have no idea what to say to this fucker.
Don't say anything. Malik, what can you do to take him offline?
So Malik, I'm gonna let you get to make a choice. Or let me come off comms.
Right. You can have a choice. You can use your success roll. You can use your success roll to cover because the moment is coming up where you're going to have to hang a hard right and head out that direction. One of the two of your vessels are either going to be caught in this moment, or you can use your roll to do what you wanted, which is stealth when you leave. What would you like to do? Do you want to use your roll that you made now or when you pull away?
I don't
You're
think
currently
I'm
in
on
good
the same
stealth.
page as You're
currently in stealth. The ship has pulled up next to you. Both of you are riding the wake of a much larger vessel.
Sure.
You can't both make it out of here. You're not both going to be able to pull away with you being noticed. You have rolled a successful roll. How do you want to use it? You're not going to get to make another one in this moment.
Oh, so they're like scanning constantly. Okay. I was like, if we're already stealth, then we're just stealthed.
You're You're still to get the big ship, but this guy's basically the same size as you. He's here probably to do the same thing you are.
Also, just have actual visual.
Yeah. That's true. You know what? For a science vessel, we were built for speed. I'm gonna stealth now.
Okay.
That guy can get caught.
Not when you pull away.
Yeah, this guy can get caught.
So
No.
Malik's like, no, I'm not doing this. And Tao, it's that moment. It's that moment where you have to pull out. Malik has chosen to stealth you here and now instead of when you kind of pull out of the lane and off the interstate. And you hear him kind of come over calm again, and he simply says, we ain't both gonna make it through this.
Probably pull out then.
He says, I have never lost a game of chicken. And he says, 3, 2, and you know this is the moment. Like he's counting down to the like hard right hand turn you both need to make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to roll for the Legion. And then I promise we're gonna get done. Okay, they fail. They fail. Tao, you're gonna get another piloting check because you basically are gonna have to outrun this guy. If you have a +2 to maneuverability, which I'm gonna give you for this. This seems like a maneuver. And Alia's blessing, don't forget that.
We do have a +2 to maneuverability.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's what you just said.
Sorry.
I knew that. Y'all
Cool.
had
I
those
was like,
special
I'm like
thrusters that
reading
help.
the character sheet. We were like, how do I help get Aerith more numbers?
So the one from Alia, the 2 from the maneuverability, plus your piloting.
Come on, Dale. Come on, Dale. You're way better than this guy. Darkness point. Give it. Give it.
Okay, fine.
He's also got a roll. He's basically
1 success.
oh, he also got 1 success.
Oh God! Damn it!
Okay, is there something that Tamir could do with the ship to
Is
give
there
her
something
the edge?
Tamir would like to do. Take a peek at your ship. Y'all may have something that actually the
I
ship
don't
that can be used.
Think I've ever looked at the
Maneuverability?
ship.
So
Um,
there's nothing on the sheet that can be used for that. However, when you do ship's combat, this is completely made up for this scenario. When you do ship's combat, the role of the engineer is to direct power to certain aspects of the ship to allow them to do things. In theory, and in sci-fi bullshit on TV, if you direct all power aft of the ship to the boosters,
all power to the thrusters.
basically
wanna go all power to
shut down our
thrusters?
shields, shut down all
Yep.
weapons, and just fucking
Yep.
blast out with the boosters.
Okay.
And I feel like it's a maneuver, not quite the same maneuver, but Tamir and Tal have experience getting through asteroid fields and need to work together on moving in and out of a very dangerous area.
Okay.
I'd argue.
To you, you can roll a technology. With a success, you're basically going to boost Eris to better than this other one. This like
Okay.
all power to thrusters kind of a thing.
All right.
Fuck.
Criticalist odds.
Tamir.
I got you, boo. We've done this
Tamir
before.
with a 3
Know
critical
exactly
success.
what you need, girl.
You can hear it. You can hear the 2 vessels like crunching up next to one another. It's like riding down the highway at full speed. Who's gonna make it? Who's gonna get there first? Tamir hits the NOS button. And we Tokyo drift our way all the way.
I know it's not Tamir in personality, but I want the asshole drinking guy to be on the bridge, and then fucking we're doing this whole maneuver,
Yeah,
and Tamir's like,
done.
boom, 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 right, hits the NOS, and he looks over and goes, she likes me. Wink.
Actually, but unbeknownst to Tamir, because he's down there in the reactor, like rewiring and stuff, and
He's
like
working, man. He
boom.
doesn't have time for
Hits this
boyish
button.
games.
What he doesn't know is Farouk upstairs goes to take a drink of this alcohol, and when the ship kicks into high gear and launches the Defiant forward, which is going to cut your 3-day trip down into a 2-day trip, which is really nice because you are going to have to like cut across this whole expanse of space. But it did use up some fuel reserve, which means you're going to have to refuel fuel before you can leave this again, which is going to be very interesting coming back, but that's a problem for coming back. Tau, you can feel the vessel. The whole thing is like shaking. It's not technically warp speed, but it's the closest you've got to it because you've never actually been awake for jumping through a portal. And the whole ship is kind of rattling and shaking, and you see Farouk dump the entire bottle. He like loses in it, smashes and cracks. He has no more alcohol. He's drenched in it as he like hangs on for dear life, and everybody kind of does as the ship launches forward ever closer towards the dark side of this moon here in Uharu. And
With
next week,
Hal's delighted laugh trailing behind. It's just ringing throughout the entire ship.
and we will pick up technically tomorrow night, but I'll say next week because that's what I usually say. With what happens when you arrive, you do have pirates still hot on your trail, unless somebody's going to blow them out of the sky. Also an option. It looks like I am sitting on so many darkness points. I think I've got 13 right now.
That's fine. You can cancel.
I think we're used
that's
to you being it.
normal.
That's a
Yeah.
normal amount of
13,
darkness points. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
average.
you know it's
Wait,
bad.
see,
That's
They're going to
terrifying.
start getting really upset when I start spending them. When I start
What's
spending
new?
them. When I
What-
start
what's-
spending them. You should all know darkness points tonight were spent. I'm sorry, corruption bars were spent. The final one was spent to introduce the pirates that are also here from the syndicate to beat you to the thing you've come to get. Figures, right? Doesn't it? It just figures.
Fucking syndicate, man.
Fucking
Oh,
syndicate.
See,
and
I wish I knew that. I could have done
the other corruption bar was spent to assure Farouk. Tamir knew Farouk offered Tao a drink. That's all I needed.
Such a
it just
seed
needed.
of corruption.
I know, isn't it? It
Oh
just
my
because now it's gonna
God.
eat away at Tamir. It's gonna eat away at Tamir.
Meanwhile,
there you have
Hal
it.
wants
He gets
nothing
so
to
obsessed.
do with him.
I know.
Great.
It's gonna be so bad for somebody. Somebody's dying, and I don't know who it's gonna be, but it's gonna happen. Let's get to kicking here. Mike, take us away. Do the
Oh yeah, we'll
thing
do that
you
whole
do.
thing. Yeah, so that was it. Thank you so much for being here. That was an awesome episode. I can't wait to play again tomorrow. Great, back to back. Best kind of way to play Void. Let's go around, do our introductions, get the hell out of here so we can do our after show stuff. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll start with our wonderful GM. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
You can find me as Little Red Dot. I'm out there playing games, rolling dice, producing some, tabletop content across all the places like Cobalt Press. I'm producing a podcast right now that has the incredible editings of our very own Joey called Stitch of Fate. You can find us at Pod by Night, pretty much anywhere. We're a little, podcast by night, a little vampire podcast. If you need some corruption in your life.
Hell yeah. Speaking of, we'll go over to Gnome. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
So, my name's Nomi. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at nomadic. And I do things on the internet all over the place all the time. I'm here, wherever here is right now. This is pre-recorded. Usually it's unMadeGaming's channel on Tuesday and Thursday nights playing space stuff. And then if you want some more space stuff, you can come over to my Twitch channel in March, starting in March, which is now. Now is March. On Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we are kicking off with Space Bears, playing Ursa Major with our Starfinder game of all uplifted bears. Everybody is a fucking bear.
I am here for it.
Who can only talk telepathically. When they actually try to talk, it sounds like
Even better.
yeah.
Do we announce the cast for that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, in that cast, speaking of that game and its cast, Aris, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hi, I'm Eric Savad. I make stuff like dice bags and trays and stuff. You can also see me talking shit with Gnome Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 9 a.m. Eastern time on his channel. We have coffee. We talk shit with Wally, who is a delight. And yeah, find my stuff at aristavad.com.
Perfect.
That's all I got.
Sweet. And last but definitely not least, KP, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hey, I'm KP. I'm also known as KP11 Studios on pretty much Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all your social medias. I am a photog / streamer / content creator / just a person on the internet. So if there's anything you want, any random shit you want to hear me spew out, you can check me out on my Twitter page. I do streaming on my Twitch channel pretty much almost every day of the week, it seems right now. One of the ones that I'm really proud of that I hope y'all can check out is the Wednesday show where my dad and I sit down, mainly my dad, and he narrates various Indian mythologies Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. We're currently going through the Ramayana, which is an epic about King Rama, one of the avatars of Vishnu. And we're actually doing a recap of it. We did recap 1 last Wednesday, and then recap 2 will be this Wednesday. So if any of you had missed the first few episodes that we've done, it's a great way to jump in. Outside of that, yeah, pretty much anything else you want to know about me, you could find me on Twitter. So
yeah. Awesome. Cool. Check out everyone here on the cast. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this. And community, guys, thank you so much for that. Those 2 corruption bars. We hated both of them. Very awesome episode. And we'll see you next time. So from all of us to you, bye-bye.
Bye.